day 2 of the convention. Day 1, they mostly just do a lot of setup, and they do the arcade, which you saw a lot of that, right? But day 2 is when like the vendor hall opens up, and it's when they do all the panels and things. So for sure we've got to try and find a few things hopefully we can bring back to the store, like those Game Boys. So obviously the first thing that we're going to do is go over to Court's booth and see if that is actually what he says it is, which, who knows? I'm pretty sure it's called a Flash Advance, but I have no idea what that is. Couldn't find anything, I found one photo of it, but that was completely it, So unfortunately for us, the item in question didn't actually end up working anyway, so wasted all that time getting batteries, and we still don't know really what that thing is. But that's okay, because we have a lot to go over today. There's easily just 100, 200, 300 different tables set up with thousands of games on each. Stuff like this where you see a ton of bins is just commonplace in things like this. You see stuff like the Hidden on 3DS mixed in. This one specifically also had something I'm vaguely on the lookout for in Despicable Me on the PSP, but nothing I need today. That being said, if you're here for plushies, they got those too. This is a game I'm looking for, but it's $20, which is how much it is new, and I'd rather just find a pre-owned copy. But then you also have cool stuff, like above it there's Cooking Mama Cookstar, which if you know, you know. And then as well as if you know, you know, there's another beauty up here that's pretty cheap, pretty common, but pretty good in Zack and Wiki on the Wii. I'll try and keep a commentary to a minimum for today's video. We're only going through part of it because mostly the day 2 and day 3 are very the same, so we'll see a lot of booths today and then we'll see the rest tomorrow. Once again, I need to stress just how much stuff is here, but you find cool stuff like this sealed Digital Devil Saga in just one of the many, many booths with bins.
Look at this, guys. Look at this. Bronson wanted me to show you all how cool the Retrobit booth is right now. So we got Genesis stuff on display. Look at that, beautiful. We got demos of the Big 6 and the Origin 8s, the Retrobit Prism and Legacy GC, replacement analog sticks for the OEM and 64 controllers, and wabam, look at that. You got dual analog Saturn controllers that you can demo here as well. And a very special one for today is, hey, look at that, Dreamcast production samples, early production samples that need a lot more work to get finalized, but very cool. And then who doesn't love the Retrobit publishing wall? Look at this. Look at all these gorgeous games that are no longer impossible to find for ridiculous prices. Aw, yeah. Yeah.
After checking in with Ryan, we went back at it and we got to see tables beyond just stuff being sold. Weir is a table where you can actually test out modern release Atari 2600 games, and I think that's just flippin' awesome.
Tantas
know I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. There's a lot of really cool stuff here, like this Rayman 2 with the beach ball. How do you even, like, come across something like that? But we just go through tables upon tables upon tables. Something else that happened at this point is I actually passed this guy and literally recorded him accidentally dropping a flyer, so that's pretty epic. But moving on, we can see some more modern Atari games that you can play, and that's something that's always been big up here in Portland. Once again, we just go back on the hunt looking for awesome games. You can see just cases of the high-end rare stuff, lots of Super Nintendo, Genesis, NES, N64, and a sandwich, because at this point in the day, I was getting really, really hungry. But that's okay, because after a quick pit stop, we were back at it, to a hall that they call the museum. Today they have a bunch of Super Nintendo artworks, stuff that was like the original animation cells or drawings or paintings used for the magazine, and I just think that's absolutely insane that all this stuff has been recovered and just held for the rest of time in a safe place. Especially when you move over to this side, and in addition to all the artworks and stuff like that, there's actually a glass case with a whole lot of the claymation and other just physical objects that were used, like the Mega Man stuff and the beautiful Mario paint, Mario crouching, that was used in this issue. Moving on, you actually have a whole section dedicated to some Atari Lynx stuff and Atari Jaguar stuff. They really just pulled out all the stops this year to make the museum as awesome as physically possible, including this killer Atari light that I literally just stared at for a few minutes. Finally, we move on to the main event of day 2, the auction, where you can see there's a bunch of cool stuff up. That bin is literally filled with like debug and dev Xbox 360s. You got a bunch of signs, kiosks, and the gold mine for me that I'm going to try for, this Gold Mario.
The BS Super Mario USA Power Challenge, a Super Famicom game with unique features. The statues were designed to resemble in-game Gold Mario statues and were given away as prizes and promotional items in the weekly broadcast in March and April of 1996. Sold right here for $500 and sold for $350. Thank you very much. And sold for $3,500 US dollars. And we're gonna say sold for $3,400. Thank you. Bidder number is 28.
Unfortunately, it seems this year everything I was after, people were after more than me. So we've finished day 2. I got a couple of game guides, a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, a stack of some games. Here's something cool. We got 2 controllers here that are top half colored translucent, bottom half non-colored translucent, and then a couple of shirts and a copy of Lupin the Third meets Detective Conan. So that's pretty good.
So I got a Mario 64 Nintendo Power Guide, pretty cool. I got a ton of Devil Summoner stuff. Pretty much the entire series other than the re-release of Soul Hackers. I got this really cool documentary. I've seen it before. It's very good. I got the first 3 Starfy games. I got Robopon Cross version. I got the PSP releases of the first 2 Danganronpa games. And I got an empty case for Chocobo Tales. I already had the game. And I got Demi Kids. This is my score of the day. I've been looking for this guy for a